Some folks are calling it the second golden era of Blackhawk. The Monarch Casino and Resort, for example, have big plans for 2017.
We're building a 500-room luxury resort. We're going to double the size of the casino floor, add 3 restaurants, and atop all of it is going to be a world-class spa.
But as the saying goes, what goes up must come down. And that goes for Monarch Casino's old parking garage. It needs to make way for the 23-story hotel and spa. Can you say implosion?
The parking structure right now is wrapped in a geotextile fabric. That's to keep the debris kind of contained. We have a creek to one side and another property to the other.
So with the area cleared and high-tech explosives in place, at 8:30 in the morning, the countdown began. 3, 2, 1. The job went off with a bang, and now the cleanup begins.
Our goal is to have this town back to business as usual by about 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Who's kidding who? You know you want to see it one more time. Dan DeRue, Channel 2 News.
You're first in line? You weren't going to miss this day?
No.
How come?
It's an iconic bar in Cherry Creek with the changing of Cherry Creek. It's a last bastion of iconic neighborhoody kind of feeling bars. Should be the same. The food will be just as good. The beer will be just as cold. You know, what else can you ask for? The grand reopening of the Cricket, it's sort of like Christmas to me. I don't know, it's a local place. I love coming by here and stopping in. I know a lot of people. So.
The fire started at 7:13 a.m. That's when the call was dispatched. It was called in as a structure fire, and so we had crews called in from 4 different departments. At this point, we don't know whether it started on the inside of the house and went to the van, or it started with the van or the carport. There actually was a carport there. It's hard to tell, so we aren't sure, but it doesn't really look suspicious at this time.
The setup began long before sunrise. And as darkness gave way to light, the streets began to fill. Bullseyes and bananas lining up to, well...
Hey, you gotta go bananas.
And off they go! And the Boulder Boulder is underway.
The Boulder Boulder is now considered the second largest 10K in America. More than 52,000 people signed up to compete.
I figured why not, you know? I mean, sort of a last-minute costume decision, but why not go for it?
While an even larger crowd cheered them on.
I am a cheerleader today!
You're a cheerleader?
I'm a cheerleader.
And for every athlete, there's a colorful story.
Ugh. All right, my name's Fat Sean.
Several Olympic athletes competed.
I think they're still sleeping. There we go.
As did several lesser-known superstars. Their stories, no less impressive.
This time last year I was in a wheelchair, and now I hung up my cane about 6 weeks ago.
Just one reason this continues to be a race to be remembered, one still going strong after 38 years.
Oh, it was hot. So, but you know, there's plenty of kids out there watering us down with their hoses. We had the perfect target for them, so couldn't beat that.
Some fun in the sun on a beautiful Memorial Day.
Oh, it was a great day.
In Boulder.
This motorcycle was seized because it was used in a reckless manner in a demonstration of speed. We're here to send the message, the strong message that we take these investigations very seriously.
Whenever an event like this, we get wind that it's planned or that it's going to occur, there will be additional officers who will be out there to deal with these incidents.
started about 6 a.m. and from 6 to 7:30 it was pretty active. We found 3 puffing vehicles, a few remote starts. We've been on the road with Officer Bill Hummel this morning. Bill, thank you so much for letting us tag along.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
And is that pretty common? You'd see 3 from 6 to 7:30 and then things kind of get quiet around 8 a.m.?
Yeah, typically we see when people are getting ready for work, they're warming their car up because they don't want to climb into a cold car. So it is in these early morning hours that we're out educating the public and doing enforcement, but it's also the same hours that criminals are out trolling for vehicles. So what I'm doing this morning, I'm handing out flyers and ice scrapers instead of tickets, wanting people to just be educated on the law so that it's more difficult for somebody to steal their cars. We hate to see somebody make it easier for a criminal act like a motor vehicle theft.
Well, and not only will they steal the car, but oftentimes those vehicles are then used to commit other crimes.
Yeah, people take them to do robberies, burglaries, you name it, assaults, anything more serious they do in a stolen car because it can't be traced back to them as easy. Yeah. In Aurora, if you have remote start, that is legal as long as the keys are not in the ignition.
So that's a good idea. Maybe install a remote start.
Yeah.
Instead, don't puff. That's the message this morning. It is Puffer Week. They will continue these increased patrols throughout the week, so be mindful of that if you're in Aurora or pretty much any other city across the state. For now, we are live on the road this morning. Amanda Zitzman, Fox 31.